All right, Nicholas Esenwein, Valkyrie. You guys know this Valkyrie still exists, right? Valkyrie lives.
It's the general who must not be named, you know.
Yeah. Nicholas Esenwein. Esenwein?
I say Esenwein.
What do you guys think? Esenwein?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yes, he is an undead unique hero, a duke, and he's very dominating. Interesting, dominating. Medium 4, life of 5, move 7. He's flying. We'll talk about that in a bit. Range 1, attack 4, defense 4 at a whopping 140 points. He's got a dope pose for those audio listeners. He's got a really awesome pose. Love his model. But he's got 3 sick powers. He's got Bloodborne Rising, overextended attack, and the basic flying. Bloodborne Rising is probably his probably the one power that you're like, that's different. So each time Nicholas Esenwein destroys a figure, you may remove a wound marker from this army card if the destroyed figure was small or medium and not undead. Replace that figure immediately, if possible, with one of your own previously destroyed thralls. Nicholas Esenwein may not use Bloodborne Rising on destructible objects. Then he has overextended attack, just like our classic boy, Viking. Someone help me out here. Alistair McDirk. After taking a turn with Nicholas Esenwein, you may I keep doing it wrong. You may place a wound marker on Nicholas Esenwein's and take another turn with him. You may only use this power once during a round. And then, of course, he has flying, like I said. But everyone knows what flying does, right? Right, guys? Everybody knows what flying does.
You fly.
There's no way any classic unit could possibly have that worded any differently. Flying has been like this the entire time.
You just get to say Nicholas Esenwein a bit more times, you know, in it.
That's true, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, about 3 times, yeah.
But so obviously the big thing here is Bloodborne Rising. That is the big one. I mean, we're gonna talk about powers real quick, because we don't. There aren't any thralls, right? Like at this point, like there's no classic thralls, right?
Right. They're just VC thralls. There's a bunch of those.
Yeah, and I don't know how far down the timeline that is, but that's cool. Having a character that literally doesn't really work that well until much further down. Oh wait, no, the next grouping we have the Prey Blood Thrall coming out. But yeah, so being able to bring back units with a hero unit is pretty dope. So gotta tell you, I actually fought against this army, Nicholas Esenwein and thralls.
Mm-hmm.
Deadly. This is an awesome army. And being able to essentially fly back and forth, kill, heal, respawn, kill, heal. It was so cool to see. I mean, of course I was on the other end losing, but that's seeing another army destroy you. That's so unique in that manner is just, it is an absolute pleasure. So, has anyone ever else played with or experienced Nicholas?
We played like an online multiplayer game a while back, and Dicel was running Nicholas with some thralls, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy to have a vampire that can overextend and potentially heal twice on a turn and like respawn, you know, these like disgusting deadly creatures. He's a really scary unit.
Absolutely. And you look at that life of 5 and you think, well, that seems fair, you know, based on the points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 5 life with that type of power, you would expect something a little bit larger, like a 6 or 7 life unit. But 5 does make it pretty fair to deal with. So you got to get some good heavy attacks. But that attack 4, defense 4, that's heavy duty right there. That's crazy. That's super, super nuts. So what's interesting about this model as well, before even finding this unit, I actually had picked up, this is actually from a game called D&D Dungeon Command. And I had picked up that particular box without even knowing to have any custom units in there. It wasn't until later on that I saw that there was I don't know if it's the Prey Blood. Which one's the dog? There's a dog thrall.
I think it is the Prey Blood.
Yeah.
Or maybe Dark Prowl.
The Dark Prowl thrall. Yeah. That was in there. Nicholas was in there, and I want to say one of the. I think the Prey Blood is the zombie-looking one. It's, if you got anyone looks at the model, sorry, audience, it looks like this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice pose.
So, yeah, still pretty easy to find.
Yeah, D&D miniature, you know.
Yeah, I mean it is technically a D&D miniature, but the Dungeon Command version as well. That box is still pretty easy to find. It's not $20, but it's but it's not 200 either. So, all right, but we do have some. Do we have a bio?
We
do have a bio.
Yeah, we do.
Awesome. So I'm gonna read off the bio to you guys.
Go ahead.
In quotations, as if someone was talking. Iskra, Nicholas whispered. Call echoed in the hallway, pulling Iskra from the moonlit view of Phelan. Nicholas appeared, uncharacteristically focused, but she raised a disapproving eyebrow at him nonetheless. Nicholas advanced down the corridor, a sinister smile creeping across his face. Cockiness is unbecoming in a noble, Iskra said bluntly, and she turned back to the balcony. She heard Nicholas throatily chuckle and felt him slink up behind her. His arms crept around her midsection. He rested his chin in the hollow of her neck, silent. I want to show you something, Nicholas said after a moment. There was an earnest excitement in his voice that Iskra had not heard before. She hesitated, and he released her and floated up off the balcony, hovering in midair, and extended his hand, still that sinister smile. Come, he said, his eyes pleading, eager to share something important. But what? Iskra cocked her head, suspicious. She had become used to his plans and schemes, his chronic deviousness. This, however, was almost too sincere for him, and it put her off guard. Tell me what it is first, she said. Then I might follow you. Your recklessness has nearly destroyed us more than once. Nicholas bared his fangs, and his smile widened. It is our future. Interesting. Does anyone know what that means? What is the Thralls the future? Is that his power? Is talking about that? Because that is something pretty spectacular.
Possibly, because you got them here, all the thralls.
Yeah.
You got even like the skeletons and stuff.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So coming down to the combinations and synergies, we do have a lot of synergies here. So like Ryan said, we have all the thralls. There's Prey Blood thralls, Death Strike thralls, Bloodburst thralls, and Dark Prowl thralls. And obviously we'll get to the Prey Blood next time we do this. And then and that's obviously because of the thrall power for the Blood Moon rising power. Skeletons of Annalita has necromancy. As an undead duke, skeletons of Annalita can be placed on Nicholas Esenwein's card to potentially reanimate. So that's awesome as well. Synergy benefits received: paralyzing fear, the zombie Hulk. As an undead figure, Nicholas Esenwein may be aided by Zombie Hulk's paralyzing fear special ability. We got Skull Demon, Valkyr or Attack Aura 1 as a Valkyr figure with a range of 1. Skull Demons can boost Nicholas's attack. Ew! He needed more attack. And then synergy imposed Anna Carithion, turn undead special attack as an undead figure. Nicholas Esenwein, oh my god, is subject to Anna Carithia's turn undead special attack, which I don't remember what that does.
It's synergy imposed, basically. So these are like Anna and Van Nessing are like units you could put up against them, basically.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah. And of course, like Ryan just said, we got Van Nessing, Divine Mission as an undead figure. Nicholas is just subject to Van Nessing's +2 attack die when attacking. Van Nessing takes another turn using Divine Mission. Wow.
Yeah, and power rankings like a B by Doc. So that's
yeah.
And
I'm shocked that's a B. Jack, you play more competitive than I do. Is that feel shocking to you, or does that feel right?
It feels about right. I'd say he's held back by the fact that like he can't take turns with the thralls on like the same order marker. So you're still only taking a turn with a hero, and I'd mostly get 2 attacks, which, in competitive we like attacks per turn.
Mm-hmm. The numbers
and dice per game. It's all a numbers game.
Of course, yeah.
But he's definitely like no slouch. Like you could take like a. I mean, we run in the same competitive circle, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen people bring, thralls to be in under events or stuff like that.
Sure.
And they're totally viable there, and they're definitely playable in Delta.
Yeah. Oh, let me look that up. I didn't even think of that.
Thralls.
Let's look up what the delta is for him.
I think it's the same points, isn't it?
Is he?
I think he's the same points, but the thralls get cheaper.
Yeah, the thralls.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he is the same points. Wow. Let's see the difference. Thralls or Prey Blood Thralls 15. Dark Prawl is 20. Death Strike's 20. Bloodburst is 25. And Delta, we switch it off. Ooh, all 30. Wow. Okay. That is quite the difference.
Derek in the chat saying Dominating Duke, 50 Shades of Esenwein.
Yes. Where's that meme? Make him up. Make it up.
50 Shades of Esenwein.
I mean, honestly, I kind of felt kind of naughty reading that bio. He was creepy.
Yeah. And hence vampire, Valkyrie on top of that too. So
Yeah.
He doesn't run with Utkar.
No. He's got different plans. He likes the chaos. He embraces it.
All right. And anything else we want to say? Oh yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Well, just to the point of the Valkyrie versus Utkar, he definitely seems to be a lot more sinister, and I think that's kind of VC's angle on Valkyrie, is that Valkyrie is just kind of like Utkar is like this lawful evil type, and Valkyrie is just chaos, and he does not, creating like reanimating these people who once roamed the earth into these disgusting creatures. That seems like something that Valkyrie would like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hands down.
Yep. Dominating or disgusting, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So he's a main event. He's not a side character.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're building your armies, you got to think of him first. 140 points is quite a bit.
Yeah, you got to think for all.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say though, for any of those adventurers out there for Heroscape Adventure, he's a good one.
Oh yeah, he would be fun actually to play.
He would be really good for it, because before I fully announced Heroscape Adventure, I did a bunch of play tests, and my friend Glenn had taken Nicholas, and they had some extra points left over, and he's like, "Hey, can I take a couple thralls, with Nicholas?" And I said, "You know what? Go ahead." So think about that. Next time you ever put yourself in the position to play Heroscape Adventure, always ask to include something like that for your synergies if you guys have points. But yeah, he's a fun one.
Yeah. Anything else to say before we close up this particular unit?
It's like, unlike Kira, he's actually a fairly decent price on eBay. Several of them for about $20.
Yeah, D&D
pretty
miniatures.
solid.
Yeah, D&D miniatures pretty timeless. So yeah, it's relatively simple one you could pick up for sure. Anything else, guys? No? We're good. I think we explained it well. So, and even for those of you who might not get it, you might still see it on the battlefield. So, prepare yourselves. All right. With that, that's taking a look at Nicholas Esenwein from the VC Customs.